My name is Raghupathy Sivakumar. I am the Vice President for Commercialization and Chief Commercialization Officer at Georgia Tech. The Office of Commercialization at Georgia Tech is a relatively new office, and we really needed to start from scratch in terms of figuring out what our strategy is going to be and how we go about changing the entrepreneurial culture on campus. And we needed guidance, and that's why we went to strategic consulting. So as part of the strategic planning process, we brought together the unit heads of a dozen entities on campus that deal with commercialization. And we spent a couple of hours every 2 weeks. And strategic consulting was there every single time, moderating the sessions, planning how the sessions work. And what they helped us with is everything from process design, which is how do you do strategic planning in the first place, facilitation. They actually managed our meetings, moderated our meetings, nudged us in the right direction. They helped us with documentation. When you have these meetings that is focused on strategic planning, you want to record it in a way that is accessible at a later point. Knowledge sharing, because when we are in meetings, we are focused on commercialization, but commercialization is not a standalone function at Georgia Tech. It interfaces with the dozen other entities on campus, and strategic consulting has a bird's eye view into these entities. We are an academic campus. We tend to sort of talk about things a lot, and strategic consulting would make us stay on track in terms of making sure that we're getting toward where we want to get to in a reasonable amount of time. They would give us guidance, because sometimes we would be stuck. And because they've gone through this process so many different times, they would guide us on, it's okay to make a decision here and move on. We can come back and revisit it. That would help us sort of move forward. And then at the end of the process, follow up, right? In terms of making sure that, yes, we've done strategic planning, but how are we executing? How are we tracking metrics? Those sessions were my favorite part of the experience, because we finally got to talk to each other quite a bit. We understood each other. We vented with each other in terms of why we didn't like how each other operates. But I think we've come out of this process so much closer. I think it is really important that we have an entity like strategic consulting that's in-house in Georgia Tech because of two big reasons. The first is institutional knowledge. When strategic consulting was helping us, they would be essentially the proxies for the different entities on campus that were not part of the strategic planning process for the Office of Commercialization. For example, HR. We don't have HR in the Office of Commercialization, but the strategic consulting folks would be the proxy for, hey, this is going on inside HR. HR is thinking about this. HR is thinking about that. The second is, to me, more important, relationships. The level of credibility that they built with people on campus over the years is incredibly useful in a strategic planning process, because if you have somebody coming in and facilitating a process, the first thing that you're going to look for is trust. Our number one takeaway was that we have to create a more entrepreneurial culture on campus, where every single one of our faculty, staff, students, and alumni embrace entrepreneurial thinking and are supportive of entrepreneurial activities. For us at the Office of Commercialization, we came up with a wonderful strategic plan that's going to guide us for the next 10 years and truly make Georgia Tech the #1 commercialization campus in the country. And there is no way we could have done it without the help from the Office of Strategic Consulting.